Whether you're just getting into Botox or whether you've had treatments before, there's some information I wanted to share that you may or may not already know. When it comes to pre-treatment instructions for Botox, we want to make sure that the patients don't come less than 2 weeks before anything major, like a wedding or a family gathering, reunion, things like that. Because when it comes to Botox, it is a very controlled delivery, but there are sometimes we need to refine certain areas depending on how the Botox sets in and how it affects the facial muscles. So not to get into too much detail about that, in certain areas we would want to apply more Botox or do any corrections to any issues, such as eyebrow raising, things like that. We want to make sure that we address all that before something major. The second thing is when you come for your appointment, you want to make sure you have a good breakfast before you come in. Make sure that you have, good blood sugar levels, that you're not really, really hungry, that we don't want anybody to get, lightheaded or feeling like they're sitting in the chair and they, need to go have something to eat right away. Also, we want to avoid alcohol for 1 day prior to placement of Botox. Prior to injections, we also want to not put any makeup on that day. We don't want to use any expensive face products or anything like that, because that's all going to have to be washed off before the Botox is delivered. There's also some post-treatment pointers that I want to give people. We want to avoid touching the face for 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes we just get so stressed that we just touch our face and things like that. We want to make sure we don't spread that Botox around to areas that we don't want it to be spread to. We also want to avoid applying makeup for 1 day and also avoid alcohol or caffeine for the day. So in addition to not touching the face for 4 to 5 hours, we also don't want to lay down for a nap immediately following Botox delivery. We want to sit upright or walk around, run our errands, things like that, but we don't want to lay our head down right away. We want to allow that Botox to set in where it was delivered and not be spread to areas that we don't. And finally, we don't want to do any strenuous exercise for 48 hours, and we want to avoid things like saunas or steam rooms. We also have all of this information on a printout for when you come for your appointment, just to make sure that there's no confusion and we can answer all of your questions when you get here. Botox is very safe, and as long as we follow these simple pre- and post-operative instructions, we'll be very free of complications.